My name is Richard Gray. I'm the current chairman for the District 1090, and I am a member of Rotaract. In collaborations with the other presidents of District 1090, we have come up with this presentation, which I'm going to give to you guys. And I'm just going to talk about Rotaract in the district, what we've been doing. But before I do that, I'm going to introduce to you some CEOs and their companies. Some of them you may know, and others maybe not so. So we have Adam Brown, CEO of Pencils of Promise, which is a non-profit organization of building schools and increasing educational opportunities to developing worlds. We have Jessica Scorpio, CEO of Get Around, which is an online car sharing service that allows people to rent out their cars. Daniel Eck, CEO of Spotify, an online streaming music service. Eric Koga and Susan Koga, CEOs of Modcloth, which is an online retailer specializing in vintage clothes, indie clothes, and accessories. Kevin Systrom and Mike Krieger, CEOs of Instagram, which is an online picture social media service, and the poster boy of all these guys, Mark Zuckerberg, CEO of Facebook, that we all know and love. If I was to tell you that all these companies and all these people have something in common, what do you think that might be? Well, it might surprise you. But these companies are all owned by people who are of Rotaract age. That's pretty amazing, don't you think? Not even 30 years old, less than 30 years old, and they have founded some of the biggest companies, biggest businesses in the world today. Never let it be said that young people are incapable, unreliable, or uninterested in making a difference. One of Rotary's core values is connecting with leaders from all the continents, cultures, and occupations around the place. These companies on these screens have made some massive contributions to the communities, and they've changed the way we go about our daily lives. Can you imagine? Can you imagine how great that would be if we could have more people like these to be part of Rotary? To get involved with Rotary? Well, we here at Rotaract, we think we might have a solution. We think we might know just how to do that. Sponsor a Rotaract Club. It's a thought, isn't it? But if we're going to entertain this idea, we should figure out exactly what we're working with. So, here are some quick statistics on the Rotaract and Rotary numbers of its entire country. In the UK, there are currently 60 Rotaract Clubs, which contains around about 800 members. And there are currently 1,790 Rotary Clubs, which contains around about 52,000 members. That roughly equates to one Rotaract Club for every 30 Rotary Clubs, and one Rotaract Club to 65 one Rotaractor to every 65 Rotarians. Sounds like a pretty healthy number. Well, the thing is, when you compare it to the Germans, there are 179 Rotaract Clubs containing around about 3,200 members. And there are 1,022 Rotary Clubs, which contain about 52,000 Rotarians. In Italy, there are 464 Rotaract Clubs containing 7,200 members, and 800 Rotary Clubs containing around about 40,000 members. I'm not even going to bother to mention what the ratios are. They're right there. So the question is, what can we do? How can we get 3 times as many Rotaract Clubs to match the Germans? How can we get 24 times more Rotaract Clubs to match the Italians? Sponsor a Rotaract Club. However, you may be pleased to know that there are, in this District 1090, there are still the highest number of Rotaract Clubs in the entirety of Great Britain and Ireland. And you may be pleased to know that there is a newly formed Rotaract interest group called Bucks New Uni. And it's all thanks to one Rotarian and the sponsoring club giving in 110% to create this club. And also there are some talks about creating a brand new Rotaract Club in Abingdon, because there is a demand for a Rotaract Club in Abingdon. Another question to ask is, what have we been doing for the past year? Well, that. These are the number of hours volunteered and the amount of money raised in total from all the different Rotaract clubs within this district. Just under £10,000 in funds raised and nearly 2,100 hours volunteered. That's a pretty good achievement for one year's worth of work from such a small number of clubs. Below these numbers, as you can see up there, there are some of the charities that have been supported by us on the years. Open Kitchen, and the Bruce's Trust, and Gatehouse of Oxford, and so on, and more and more. I mean, the hardest working Rotaract Club to date is Maidenhead Rotaract. With a large membership count, they were able to contribute around £4,000 and around about 1,000 volunteering hours, all from one club. Just imagine what could be done if we can have more clubs like these, more Rotaract clubs like these. I mean, Rotaractors are not only able to hold their own, but we can support our neighbouring Rotary clubs, our sponsoring Rotary clubs. One example is Oxford Rotaract supporting the Rotary Club of Oxford Spires. These two clubs, they work together with Oxford Spires' two main events of the year, which is Setting Down Your Bargees at the Truck Festival, which is a music festival near Didcot, and the World Acoustic Championships, we all know and love, and I think that's coming up next Sunday, around Mother's Day. But anyway, between these two clubs, Oxford Rotaract managed to volunteer around about 85 hours, and in total, these two clubs raised a total of £5,600, which were a total of about 3 days' worth of work. I mean, it's great to have a helping hand. I'm sure you can all agree. But Rotaract can offer so much more than that. We're not just a helping hand. We're not just hired goons. Rotaractors are eager to collaborate with Rotarians on various projects. Maybe it's worth having a Rotarian and a Rotaractor leading a project together. Maybe. I mean, isn't it great that we managed to achieve these things within the space of a year? Wouldn't it be even better if we could potentially double or triple these figures? Double 10 grand, triple 2,100 hours? How can we possibly do that? Sponsor a new Rotaract Club, which is exactly not what's on the slide. I apologise. Now, I am willing to admit there are other things that Rotarians can do to help Rotaractors in the district grow. I mean, the number one thing that can help a Rotaract Club immensely after it's been chartered is to promote the club. Advertise the Rotaract Club, spread the word, and hopefully we can get some more members to join our Rotaract Club. Now, I will admit, on the other hand, it does work both ways. I've been chatting to various Rotary clubs, and I have heard stories about how Rotary are struggling with their own membership numbers. Well, one thing to keep in mind is through Rotaract, you have potential access to a whole range of different people to join your club. Not just Rotaractors when they move up to your club at come of age, but parents of Rotaractors, friends and families, and so on. Just like you have potential access to new members through Interact. And the fact is, Interact is more successful than Rotaract. It's just a thought. Rotarians can also strengthen and grow the existing Rotaract clubs, which are currently in District 1090. This requires good communications between clubs. And I'm not just talking about through emails, but I'm actually talking about face-to-face communication. I've seen Rotaract clubs which contain Rotarians acting as Rotaract liaison officers around the Rotaract meetings. This is good, and it actually does help. But maybe it would be a good idea to have one Rotarian to visit their sponsoring Rotaract club. More than one Rotarian visit club. Maybe someone other than the designated liaison officer. Mix things up a bit. You're always welcome to come visit it. You're always welcome to come along, say hello, chat around, chat with us, have a good time, share ideas. The other day, Oxford Rotaract had a Rotarian come pay a visit, and she was not the official liaison officer, but she still visited anyway. She talked about the work that Oxford Spires were doing supporting a charity project. And she spoke with enthusiasm, and she knew what she was talking about. Because of these two elements of enthusiasm and knowledge, she managed to stir some interest amongst the Rotaractors. At the same time, Oxford Rotaract had another visitor, a Rotaractor from Greece. And he spoke about how some Rotaract clubs and Rotary clubs in Greece share the same meeting times in the same building. What? Rotary members meeting at the same time? That's quite an idea, don't you think? So we decided to give it a try. One week, Oxford Rotaract and Oxford Spires, they got together and they had a joint meeting. And we also invited Rotary clubs and Rotaract clubs within a district to join in our meeting. And it was a success. We were bouncing ideas off, and it was a really helpful session. And so much so, we are now planning to have joint meetings on a quarterly basis. Rotaract joint meetings. It's just a thought. That may never have happened if that Rotarian did not visit our club. Ultimately, my time now is coming to an end, and I hope that I've given you guys some thoughts and ideas to take away from this presentation and from this conference. I have to say that there is great work already being done by Rotarians to help strengthen the Rotaract. I have seen this in different clubs, and it's encouraging. I believe that together we can do great things. We can do great things, and we will do great things. Thank you.